Let's return to Islamabad and speak to Shahzaib Wahlah, our correspondent there. Shahzaib, just bring us up to speed with the latest.
Well, the situation remains quite tense, and clashes in some parts of the border still continue. In Pakistan, authorities in the Turkham village, one of the main border crossings in Turkham area, one of the main border crossings between Afghanistan and Pakistan, have declared a state of emergency in hospitals as there are reports of civilian casualties. At the same time, the Pakistani Air Force continues to be airborne. We saw earlier in the morning that Pakistan carried out airstrikes in the capital, in the Afghan capital Kabul, and also in Kandahar, the Taliban's spiritual capital, as well as in the southeastern Afghan province of Paktika. The Pakistani military claims they have only targeted military installations and ammunition dumps in the airstrikes. We were able to talk with a resident in Kabul, and she recounted waking up in the early hours of today morning to a number of heavy explosions. She said that she heard gunfire and fighter jets flying over the city for more than an hour, and she explained she was horrified by it. She also told us that a number of people also took shelters in bunkers. What we know is that several areas of the capital were targeted in the airstrikes by Pakistan, including the area in the immediate vicinity of the Afghan presidential palace called Darul Aman. The Pakistani government is calling this operation as Ghazb al-Haq, which means righteous aggression. What I would like to remind you is that last night's clashes started after the Taliban launched a retaliatory offensive along the border, targeting Pakistani border posts in response to Pakistani airstrikes in Afghanistan last Sunday. They opened heavy fire along the border at several checkposts. It's also worth remembering that both countries share an approximately 2,500 kilometers long border. We have seen on social media that it has been a real battle of narratives. Both sides have claimed to have inflicted heavy losses on each other, something we have not been able to independently verify. What we do know is that in the early hours of today's morning, Taliban had announced that they had ended their offensive. But after the Pakistani airstrikes, fighting resumed. Tensions therefore remain very high. And according to the security sources in Islamabad, if the escalation does not stop, airstrikes could spread further.
Well, Shahzaib, as you were mentioning, there very much a tit for tat situation going on. And of course, tensions have been boiling over between the two countries for quite some time, haven't they?
Yes, they are. There have been tensions between the two countries for several months now. The land border between both countries has been closed since the deadly clashes last October. And the main fear among the local population here in Pakistan is now, after these big clashes today and yesterday, is that there can be a development of unconventional warfare. Many fear the possibility of major terrorist attacks in large cities of Pakistan. In security has been put on high alerts in several cities across the country. On the other hand, we have seen that Pakistan has developed a pattern that whenever there is an uptick in terror attacks in Pakistan, it carries out strikes inside Afghanistan, claiming of targeting anti-Pakistan terrorist groups based on Afghan soil. The bone of contention between the both countries remain cross-border terrorism. The Pakistani side has asked for sureties from the Afghan side that its soil will not be used by anti-Pakistan militant groups, something that the Afghan Taliban government has not been able to make sure. So there remains a deadlock. But even though the tensions are very high, for now, some countries in the region close to both Pakistan and Afghanistan are trying to reduce the tension. Foreign ministers of a number of Gulf countries have talked with their Pakistani counterpart, Ishaq Dar, the foreign minister of Pakistan, over the telephone this morning, and a number of countries, including Iran and Russia, have offered to mediate.